The following video will show you how to contribute items to the Athens Project. I'll start by navigating to the Athens Project, and the URL is athens.algonquincollege.com, and I'll select Enter. So now once I've navigated to the Athens Project, now would be a good time to add this page to your favorites if you haven't already. It'll just be easier to navigate to this page in the future. And in order to contribute an item, I have to first log in to the Athens Project. So on the left menu, I'm going to select Log in to my contribution. And I'm going to select Enter Algonquin College Network Username and Password. Now this is just your regular network username and password that you use to access your email or the internet on campus. And I'll select Login. In my case, I have a number of items that haven't been finished. I can also view my accepted submissions. However, in this case, I'm going to start a new submission. So the first thing I need to do is to select which collection to add my submission to. In most cases, unless you've been indicated to do otherwise, you'll be adding your selections to Algonquin College only or available to everyone collections. Algonquin College only means that only staff and faculty at the college can access your contribution. Available to everyone means that anybody accessing the Athens Project can see your submission. In this case, I'm going to add my contribution to the Available to Everyone collection, and I'll select Next. In this screen, you can select if your item is more than one file. You might want to use this feature if you have a number of items that could be similarly classified. For example, if I have an album of pictures all from the same time or place, or of the same object, I can classify them all the same, and in that case I could select this item consists of more than one file. In my case, I only have one file, so I'll just select Next. Now, the contribution I'm making to the Athens Project is a banner about mobile software. So I'm going to call it Mobile Software Banner. Next, I need to indicate the author. In this case, the author is Annabella Archaea. Notice that you're supposed to put the last name first and the first name second. It's very important that you do this in this order so it's easy for people to find contributions. There's also a note suggesting that if you're putting a business name in the author category, to put the whole name in the first box as opposed to putting some words in the first and some words in the second box. Next, I need to add a description. And the system also includes the ability to spell check your description. In this case, mine looks fine, so I'll finish checking. Next, I need to indicate the creation date. This is the date that the object was originally created. If I don't know the creation date, I don't need to put one in, and the system will simply classify it as the day that it actually was entered into the Athens Project system. So in this case, I'm not sure of the exact date, so I'm going to leave that field blank. Next, I'm going to enter the keywords. Keywords are very important, and the more keywords and the more specific keywords you use, the easier it will be for people to find your submission. So I'm going to add mobile, I'm going to add banner. I can also add additional fields if I want to. I'm also going to add subject headings, and this is called a taxonomy, and these are predefined terms that the system can use to identify objects. So in subject categories, I'm going to try selecting technology, and I can search. So there's a couple of options here. Information communication systems, and I'm going to look at information technology. And I'm going to add another term. I'm going to try software. And I'm going to try classifying it as communications media, because this software is related to communications. So the next option is URL, and it's possible to classify URLs or websites in the Athens Project system as opposed to actual files. This might be beneficial if you already have something like a video posted somewhere, for instance on YouTube or through Camtasia Relay. You can just put the URL as opposed to uploading the video itself. In this case, I'm uploading a file, so I'm going to leave this field blank. Next, I need to select the type. In this case, banner isn't an option, but image is basically what I'm putting in here, so I'm going to select image. The language of my submission is English. And copyright holder is an important step. In this case, I'm not the copyright owner of the material, but Algonquin College does own the copyright for this material because Annabella made it in the course of her employment. In general, only material that you own the copyright for or Algonquin College owns the copyright for is allowed into the Athens Project system. If you're unsure or if you think it should be an exception to the rule, select neither or unsure and someone will contact you about your submission. And I'll select next. This screen is where you'll upload your file or files, or if you're adding a URL, you can click Skip File Upload. So I'm just going to find my file by selecting Browse, and I know I've left my file on my desktop. I'll select Mobile Banner and select Open, and then I'll select Next. At this point, it's going to show me the file that I've uploaded. If it's the wrong format, I can click here and reload the file. If it's the wrong file, I can click here and reload the file. And then I'll select Next. So at this point, there is a license agreement that I have to agree upon. We suggest you read this license agreement carefully. If you're not sure about granting the license at this time, if you select I do not grant the license, then the file will save your file and you can go back in and grant the license later after you've thought about it. In this case, I have read the license, so I'm going to select I grant the license. At this point, I have the option to correct anything that might be a concern. So it's going to show me what I've entered into the system, and then I have options to correct things or upload a different file. In my case, I'm okay with everything that I've submitted and I've verified everything, so I will select Complete Submission. Now your submission has been submitted for review, and once it's been added to the system, you will receive an email with the link to your content.